Hey cuties, welcome back to band practice. I'm Emma.
And I'm Madison, and today we're going to be sharing some Thanksgiving stories that we found on Reddit. I think by the time, this goes up the day before Thanksgiving. Okay, so 'tis the season. We'll get you guys in the spirit. Oh, Harley wants to be seen and heard today.
She really does.
She's popping in the camera. She's making it known.
Eventually she will calm down, but for right now she needs to disturb me as much as she can.
She needs to speak her truth. I get it.
Mm-hmm. She's really exciting. This is her first Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. It's crazy. I think of that all the time with Harley and Indy. Like when it snowed for the first time here, I was like, he didn't even know that this was an option. Like,
yeah,
they don't even know what's coming because it's their first literal year of life. It's crazy.
Oh, so beautiful.
I know. It's so cute. And Christmas, they don't know what's coming.
Oh, they don't. She doesn't know what's coming.
They don't know.
Yeah.
She's just hippity hopping all around.
She is hippity hopping all around.
Well, also, before we get into it, sorry guys, we didn't upload last week.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, sorry.
I know. We had a really good episode. The girlies were together, so we recorded in person. I think that was the issue because we had like an audio issue. And once I got home, I started editing and I was like, oh, okay. Because it was unusable, could not be salvaged. So, and then after that, we got sick, which you can probably tell by my voice. So we couldn't even re-record because we were both like super sick. So,
yeah.
Anyways, we're here now. Hello.
Yes. So sorry about that. It was a really fun episode. We'll probably just reuse the idea another time, but for now it's just like too soon.
Yeah, it's the wound is open.
Yeah. But yeah, we have some fun kind of Thanksgiving horror stories to read today. But first we should catch up since, I guess it's been 2 weeks now.
I know. I don't even know where to begin because we already did the catch up for last week and then nobody heard it. But I was in Arizona for a week. We did lots of things that now I cannot even recall. I feel like I've lived like 10 lives since then because Emma didn't get too sick. I got so sick. Like a week of my life is like a blur because I was just in bed, like sleeping for 20 hours a day. So I'm like, what even? I don't recall. But yeah, you take it away. What do you recall?
Of the trip?
Yeah.
Let's see. Like, really got to
dig
in there.
We went out together.
We did go out, and we were so giggly. Like, it was just because Madison and I have never like really drank together, and mind you, we max had like 3 drinks, but for us that was just like, wow,
that was a night out,
loose, having fun, dancing. It was so good.
It was really fun. And Emma, I introduced her to someone, if you want to get into that.
We don't really need to like get into it, I guess. Yeah, like you said it.
That's all you're gonna give them?
I really can't give too much because he's probably listening to this right now because he's a big fan of the podcast.
It's true. Emma has a boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding.
No. No. No, but like been hanging out with someone. It's been fun and nice and cute and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what Emma's been up to. She's been ignoring me every day because
Madison
she's with this boy.
So mad. She'll check my location and be like, really? Again?
I'm the one. I set them up and I have been like plotting and scheming this for months now. Like this, I don't even know if either of them wanted this. It was all me. And then it ended up like working out really well. And now I'm like, I regret you guys ever meeting. Like, what is even going on? Because Emma and I talk like 24/7 every single day. And now she'll like sleep in one morning. I'll text her good morning like 3 times. I'm like, knock, hello.
No, it's so funny because I like genuinely start laughing out loud when I open my text and I have like 3 messages in a row from you. Like, I'm like, ha.
Any other updates in the week that we haven't seen each other? Or that's really just been consuming your life?
Okay, like, whoa. No, I did go see a movie with Laura. We saw the new Hunger Games. That was really good.
Nice. When you texted
Have you ever heard of those?
I was literally gonna say I like watched those. I'm pretty sure I watched all of them when I was little. I had no clue there was a new one. That was like such
Yeah.
a shock when you texted me that. I haven't even seen it. Normally I like see the movies on TikTok or
Right.
like people talking. I have never even, no clue that was coming out.
Wow.
But like I would like to see it. I liked those when I was little.
Yeah. I definitely feel like you give Hunger Games vibes. It's like a tween, but yeah, I thought it was really good. I didn't like it as much as like the original, obviously, but it's like a prequel well, not even a prequel, like an origin story for President Snow, like the villain.
Mm-hmm. Is it
So it
like
was
the
really interesting.
same cast? Like
No, it takes place like 60 or 70 years before
okay,
Katniss.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh, interesting.
Yeah. I think you like it. Go on a date night, girl.
Maybe I will. I mean, that's about it for me. Nothing
That's like,
really,
yeah,
nothing too exciting.
nothing exciting at all, really.
What are you drinking?
Oh, okay. So today my sickness has developed into a cough, so my throat kind of hurts. So I just made a cup of tea, some English breakfast tea with some honey, some vanilla, and a splash of almond milk.
I wish I
Mhm.
made a tea. I didn't really know what to make, so I just have a Diet Coke. Classic.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I actually was just at the grocery store like an hour ago and I should have thought ahead and got something exciting. But then it came time to film and I was like, I'll go with old trusty Diet Coke.
Yeah.
It is weird though. I have a cough as well. And I'm like, I never have a cough when I'm sick. So if you hear me sounding nasty on this and like having a coughing fit, just don't mind me. But why do we both have a
Hmm.
cough? I
I know.
never like, I thought I had COVID. I was so convinced.
Yeah.
Not COVID, but it's been like
Whatever we have is
lingering.
like a weird one. Yeah.
Yes. And
There's
Ben
like many
too.
phases.
Exactly. And I feel like it's a little different for everyone because like Ben didn't have all of the congestion. Like
Right.
I had like sinus pressure, my ears were clogged, like the whole 9 yards. Ben didn't have any of that. He was just like kind of a little stuffed up and so exhausted. Like Ben
Hmm.
normally doesn't need that much sleep. Like I normally sleep way more than him. He was so tired, like groggy in the morning, going to bed at like 7 p.m. It was really weird. But then didn't end up like I also think I had a fever, like a full on fever.
Mm.
Like where did this
It's
come
a
from?
mystery. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
And then I texted you and you were sick too. I was like, geez,
Yep.
this is crazy. Maybe it was like the flu or something. I feel like it's flu season, right?
It is flu season. Yeah.
Because it wasn't like a standard run of the mill cold.
It really wasn't.
It had a
No.
little
It was
spice.
something special.
Yeah,
So,
a little gift.
yeah, a gift.
But yeah, should we get into it?
Yeah. I mean, well, let's talk about each other's Thanksgivings. Like, how do you feel about Thanksgiving?
Oh, and I'm glad you asked. I hate it. I hate Thanksgiving. I've never liked Thanksgiving. I don't like the food.
Mm.
Well, I'm also vegetarian, and so I feel like that's like a big part of it. But I never really just, I don't like the vibes. It's just not the holiday for me. And also, like, I feel like it's so dark, like the actual like meaning of
Yeah.
it. And so I'm just like, I think it needs to be canceled once and for all. Like somebody is
Okay.
not doing their job right. We need to like really get the people outraged and just have the holiday canceled altogether because I'm done with it, to be quite frank. I think it's
Okay.
the worst
Yeah.
holiday.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, how do you feel?
I'm kind of indifferent. Like, we could totally cancel it and like I wouldn't really mind. But I do like it because I feel like, well, I belong to like many different little families. Like, people love to adopt me into the family. So I've been to many Thanksgivings in my day.
Mhm.
But the one that I always go to on like my dad's side of the family, they actually cook really well. And I feel like that's like a make or break. Like, there's nothing
Yes.
worse than like going to a Thanksgiving and even the mashed potatoes suck.
Mm.
So yeah, I like it because the food's really good, and that's the one time a year that I get to have my aunt's homemade cinnamon rolls. So, kind of a slay for me, but yeah, meaning of it and just like, why are we still doing this? Like, it's kind of like really effing weird.
A little weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe if I, and listen, if any family is listening, this is no shade, but maybe if I went to like not like a white people Thanksgiving or just
Right.
like something with a little bit better like cuisine, maybe that would like, I think that's why people like Thanksgiving. But to me, like the classic Thanksgiving food or like flavor profile has just never been my favorite. And so that's like not a redeeming quality for me for the holiday. I don't know. There's just like really no positives to me.
I am really excited for the day that I have like a home and I can host like a Friendsgiving and like we could just do it our own way, you know?
Yes.
Like we don't need to have a turkey.
No.
But like all of the other dishes that everyone loves. And then like set everything so pretty. Like I just can't wait to like properly host my own holiday someday and do it my way.
Yeah. Speaking of you getting adopted into a lot of families, the plot has thickened, and well, I'm spending Christmas with Ben's family in Colorado, and they randomly invited Emma. And at first, I was like, "Well, of course Emma's not gonna come. Like, she has her own family, guys." But it ends up being like a couple days after Christmas that we're all together. So Emma's coming to Ben's family's Christmas.
I can't wait. Christmas with the Bravenicks.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. It was just so random, but I think it is so true. People just love to. Even my parents are like, Emma can move in with us. Like, we love Emma.
Yeah. I don't know. Families love me and I love them. I love you all.
Wow.
I love all my families. Yeah, make sure they send me their Christmas lists because I'm gonna come ready.
Oh my gosh, it'll be so fun. I know. I was thinking about that too because I was looking for stuff for to get started on your Christmas present.
I found something for you today.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. But then I was like, oh, I wonder when we'll see each other because like that won't be that fun if I just like mail it to you. But then I was like, oh my God, we're gonna be like in the mountains, like snow all around us. We can exchange gifts. It'll be so fun.
I'm cheating so hard right now.
I know. I can't wait.
Giddy. I cannot wait.
Wow. Are you gonna snowboard or try?
Yep. If someone is willing to put in the work to teach me.
Okay, we can figure something out.
Yeah, there's been some offers on the table. We'll see.
Okay, cool.
If it doesn't go well, I'll just like bake something for everyone. I'll do that anyways, but
yeah, I feel like a cozy cabin, like even if you're not snowboarding, being like a little cabin gal, you can't complain, you know.
I'm a cabin slut. Yeah.
I'll maybe only snowboard like a couple days and then we'll just kick it in the cabin, me and you.
Yeah. The
Bake
girls.
some cookies or something.
The girls in Indy.
Oh my gosh, Indy's coming too. I can't wait.
I cannot wait.
But I was gonna say the other layer of why I don't like Thanksgiving is because I just love Christmas. So I'm like, let's cut the BS. Let's just get straight to Christmas. It's just like an annoyance to me.
And that's valid.
Yeah.
I don't love that people are like, oh, you have to wait to decorate until after Thanksgiving. It's like, actually, I don't have to do anything that you say.
And then you're only decorated for a month.
A month.
No, that's not correct.
That's crazy. Anyways, should we jump in?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, wait, before we start, I was trying to think of like my experience with Thanksgiving or like any funny stories that I had growing up. And the only thing that I could think of was, and this like isn't funny, it's actually like quite sweet, but just looking back, it's so hilarious. We always went to I call her my aunt, but she's my dad's aunt. We always went to her house for Thanksgiving, and she's like very sweet, very Christian, like lady, like really good heart. And so she went through like an era of volunteering at prisons, like doing like prison reform, like I don't know, it's probably like Christian stuff for the prisoners. And so there's a couple years where she would just like invite a bunch of like newly released prisoners to our Thanksgiving dinner. So it'd be like my elderly great grandma, my family, like a bunch of old people, and then like just 5 guys with like face tattoos around the table.
That is so fun. I love that.
I know. And I just like
sweetheart.
Yeah, and it feels almost like a fever dream because I don't know why she stopped doing it. I wonder if there's tea there. But for just a couple years, it was like, who's going to be there? And then like the craziest characters would show up.
I love that. Gosh, I bet the table was a hoot.
Oh, it was a hoot and a holler. It was fun.
Yeah. That is so fun. Man, I don't have anything exciting like that.
Yeah.
Just a lot of, what are you doing these days? I'm not looking forward to that, but.
Yeah. Any boyfriend? How's work? That kind of thing. The classics.
Yeah. Pretending to watch football because I don't know how to converse with my cousins. Love them. I'm very socially awkward still.
Yeah. Especially in big groups and like extended family. I feel like it's always
You like
just, you
never
can't
really see it
fully
like
be yourself. I don't know.
yeah, like we don't quite know enough about each other to like really engage in a conversation.
Yeah.
It's just awkward.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anywho, who should read first?
I'll read first.
Go for it. Kick it off.
All right. So here's our first Reddit story. I was probably 6 or 7 at the time. My mom's candles caught the kitchen curtains and some decorative greenery on fire. My sister and my cousins were at the kids' table in the kitchen while the adults were in the dining room, so no one of significance noticed anything except me. My mom threatened us with pain of death if we annoyed the adults during dinner, so I quietly walked to the dining room and stood silently for a minute or two until someone noticed me, and only then did I politely say, "Sorry, but the kitchen's on fire." My mom still gives me grief about me prioritizing politeness over sense. And this is us.
I was going to say, this is so us. Like, this is exactly, I just stand there and
Just
be like,
standing there waiting.
Hello. Hi. sorry to interrupt.
Sorry,
it's just
sorry
the
to interrupt,
kitchen's
but
on fire.
something
Does anybody
is
have
on
a fire extinguisher or anything? Sorry to bother. That is so real. That is, I hope like
seriously.
the fire didn't get out of hand before.
I know. We really didn't get any sort of explanation there.
I know. Oh my god, that's so funny. Ooh, okay, long one. I see why you wanted to read
Didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry.
Okay. My mother and my grandmother had plans to go to a restaurant last year, but my sister convinced them to go somewhere else at the last minute. Of course, this means no reservations, but my sister is convinced that it'll be fine and they might just have to wait a few minutes for a table. I live in another state, so I get to experience all of this from a distance. They end up sitting at the bar while waiting for a table, having a few drinks and appetizers. After the second round of martinis, my mother looks over and my grandmother is leaning back in her chair, completely limp and unresponsive. Everyone freaks out. Paramedics are called. Grandma is rushed to the ER. Sorry, it's not funny.
I'm laughing because she's laughing, to clarify.
Sorry. I'm just picturing like she's sipping her martini
Just
and she's like, yeah, and she like
gone.
goes to say something and the grandma's just dead. I'm 1,200 miles away when my mother calls to tell me what happened. At this point, grandma is in the ER, still unresponsive, crazy low blood pressure, and high heart rate. Okay, at least her heart is beating.
Okay, true.
I'm ready to book plane tickets and rush to the airport when mom calls back. Don't worry, everything's okay. Your grandmother just got drunk. Her blood test came back completely normal, except for with a blood alcohol level of 0.24, 3 times the legal limit. She was awake now and I got to talk to her and she was crying. I'm so sorry. I've ruined Thanksgiving. I assured her that she hasn't ruined Thanksgiving and that everyone is just happy she's okay. So my grandma is 90 years old, about 4'8", 100 pounds. She hadn't eaten anything all day because she knew they were having a big dinner. She also ordered another martini while nobody was looking. So the second martini was actually her third. This turned into the perfect storm of a really drunk grandma. Oh my god, that's so funny.
So funny.
Oh, poor thing. No, actually me after like
third martini, like I'm gone.
The funniest thing happened when Emma and I were together. I had already had, I think, 2 drinks because Ben was just ordering me drinks and I was like fine with 1. I didn't even want 2. But Emma had only had 1 drink, so she went up to order her second and she got a dirty Shirley and she was like, oh, just 1 dirty Shirley to the bartender. And he was like, okay. And then we like were chit-chatting, we weren't really paying attention, and then he like started trying to joke with us and like giggle with us, and so we turned around and we were like, hello, and then we saw that he was like pouring the liquor into 2 drinks and we were like, oh my god. But that's like the perfect example of we're just like the first story, we're so polite, we were like, thank you so much, like just paid for the drink and took it. I'm like, I really didn't want another one.
No, literally. Oh, that was so funny.
I was about to be the grandma. You just turn around and I'm like passed out.
Literally, we just started like dying laughing. Like,
yeah.
I guess we're going crazy.
I don't even, now that I think about it, we were openly laughing in front of the bartender. Like he didn't know why we were laughing. It was actually probably quite rude.
Literally, he's like, oh, they're already drunk.
Yeah.
I went to brunch on Saturday and I got a screwdriver, just like vodka and orange juice. And I had half of it and I was literally drunk Like, I'm not actually not even kidding. Like, I was being silly. And I just really don't know what to do about this tolerance of mine. Like, I don't want to change it. I don't really like drinking. But, like, I wish I could just, like, casually drink one drink and not be, like, off my rocker.
I know. We went out for Ben's birthday the other day, and we were with, like, some of his friends that, like, I think their girlfriends are cool and stuff, so I was, like, trying to act cool, and I just ordered a vodka soda. I was like, "I'll just keep it simple," you know? And I drank, like, half of it. It was, first of all, so strong, like,
Mhm.
unbelievably strong. I was, like, trying not to make a face after every sip. But then I drank, like, half of it, and I was like, "I don't think I can do this anymore. Like,
Oh,
this is
man.
not gonna be good." And I just don't know why we're like this. Like,
I don't know.
I just wish we could be casual and normal.
I do too, and it's maybe just not in the cards.
Maybe not. Half a drink, perfect amount.
Yeah, and you know what? Saving money. Less spend.
True. That's so true. Anyways.
All right, next story. It's not like a crazy story, but my uncle was dating this lady who was super fake and acted like she was family from the beginning. She kept asking to host a holiday, and my mom wanted to be nice and said she could have Thanksgiving because that was my mom's holiday to host, and she wanted the girlfriend to feel included. We all go over there, and the house is filthy. I'm talking
Ooh.
big clumps of old dust bunnies right out in the open all over the place. Living room, kitchen, hallways, just everywhere. Smells like a garbage can. I
Mm.
have to use the toilet and I go upstairs to where she says it is, laundry everywhere. But I get to the bathroom and it's caked with mold and a mountain of garbage, makeup supplies, and just crap piled on one of the two sinks in there. Toilet was I can't. Toilet was white with black gunk caked into the sides. I
Oh.
held my pee. She also ordered food and served it to us on styrofoam plates. Not that I needed it on nice plates, but lady, you begged for a holiday and then didn't do any hosting at all. We never went to her place again.
No, that's so bad. I'm like, I cannot handle, even, like, I think I get this from my mom. If I don't, like, know the person and know what their house is like, if they, like, bring something over or, like, are
Mm.
like, "Oh, I baked cookies," I, like, cannot eat it because this is what I picture in my head, like, a toilet with, like, black mold on it. I'm like, I
Oh,
actually
no.
cannot take the, like, you do not know how other people keep their houses, and it's so scary.
That is so real. That reminds me of a TikTok I just saw of this person who was saying, like, they were on a work call and, like, their work is doing a Thanksgiving potluck, like, the Monday or Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and someone was talking about, like, this dish their grandma makes, and someone was like, "Oh, you should save some and bring it to the potluck," and then the person was like, "You mean to tell me you want someone to take 5-day-old food to the work potluck?" Like, it just made me realize, like, you do not know who is preparing these meals, and now I'm just afraid.
Yeah, it's frightening, and also this lady is so embarrassing, like, really, you didn't have to do all that? Like, why did you want to host?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be the mom that's just like, if I'm ever hosting, like, everyone's getting to work.
Yeah.
Hands and knees from the back of the toilet, like,
Oh my gosh,
that will
yeah.
never be me.
No, I finally understand my mom, like, even
Mhm.
when you're coming to visit, and even though my house is, like, always pretty clean, I'm, like,
Yeah.
cleaning things that you don't even know exist. Like, why am I, like, scrubbing the tops of the window? Like, there's every crevice, like,
Yeah.
I finally understand mothers. I
Mhm.
have become my mother.
Mother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's a
crazy.
great person to be.
Yeah, better than this with the dust bunnies and
Yeah.
all. Couldn't I given it, like, a quick vacuum at
Just a
least?
little once over.
A little touch up or something? I don't know. Okay, next story. As a paramedic, holidays were not something guaranteed. I always worked my share of them. Anyway, one year I was working Thanksgiving, and for the most part, it was I can't. Quitty quiet.
It was quite quiet.
Anyway, one year I was working Thanksgiving, and for the most part, it was pretty quiet until we got a request from the police to respond to the scene of a domestic situation. It's 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and most everyone is sitting down to eat their turkey. This family was the same, except an argument started over something pretty silly. I think it was about who should carve the turkey. Anyway, the story goes the argument becomes heated, fists begin to fly between the men. Women are screaming at the men to stop it. One of the women grabs her purse and takes out her pepper spray and proceeds to pepper spray the men who are fighting. Another woman grabs her own spray and sprays the first woman. Oh my god. This was all done while still around the table. Another person at the table calls the police. By the time the police arrive, the fight has stopped, but there are now 3 people with pepper spray in their eyes. The dinner is ruined and the others are leaving. Happy Thanksgiving, SMH. That's crazy. Like, you really didn't need to do all that.
Especially the second woman. Like, what we're not going to do is pepper spray other women.
Right. And like, what were you trying to stop there?
There must have been like some other beef and she just wanted the opportunity.
That's very real. Like some built up tension and she's like, now's my time. That's me with my taser. Like, I was just gonna just taser happy. Like, whoop.
I pepper sprayed someone in college, but he asked me to do it. It was for like a dare.
Wow.
But it was really fun to just like finally get to press it, you know?
That's how I felt tasing people.
Yeah.
So fun.
Mm-hmm.
I loved every second of it.
It's nice to know. And you know what? I found it was a bit more difficult to aim than I thought. So I'm glad I got the practice in.
Mm-hmm.
Should I ever need to do it?
I found that tasing is less painful because Ben tased me too. And I was like, you really got to hold it on there, especially, and this is good to know, if somebody's wearing like a long sleeve shirt or something, it like doesn't really, like I was wearing a long sleeve shirt, I think, and I was like not really even reacting. I feel like you have to like go for bare skin. So like tase someone in the face if they're wearing like a jacket. Yeah. Ooh. Which is like, it's good to figure out.
Yeah.
Work out the kinks.
Exactly.
Highly recommend.
Argue about carving a turkey though, like really.
I was just about to say, my dad always carved the turkey. Like, he was the one to do it, and he would accept nothing less.
I believe that. I would love for someone to challenge Chris to carve the turkey though, but I just for the drama.
Imagine Ben is like, hey, I got it.
Oh my god. Okay, next story. My in-laws are terrible cooks, and my mother-in-law is easily stressed. To avoid the stress, she cooked everything 2 weeks ago, froze all the food, and then reheated it in the microwave just before eating. That is so disgusting.
That is foul.
Oh no. Okay, they said we're talking leathery ham pieces soaking in pools of fat, bland turkey with messed up texture from being frozen, mashed potatoes with chunky globs of cream cheese, and cream of mushroom straight from the can, spoon on top of green beans with onions thrown on top, no mixing, no heating in the oven. I'm sorry, this is just... Other meals have consisted of expired ingredients and on-the-edge rotten produce. We took a walk and went to the gas station to eat a hot dog. I'm sorry, but we're not meal prepping Thanksgiving.
Absolutely not. Let
That's
alone
what we're not doing.
2 weeks before.
That's crazy.
Like, not like, oh, you got started the day before, like, prepping what you could.
Right.
Like, girl, 2 weeks ago. You're telling me... second week of November, you cooked Thanksgiving dinner.
It's sick.
And the thing about this is, like, I feel like there is such weird territory of like hosting within families. Like, certain people always host, or like certain people are expected to host. Let's just scrap that, because these people do not need to be hosting. Like, they have no business being the host. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? And also, nobody enjoys that. So why are we all doing this? Or if you want to have it at your house, like, order out, like, make it like a thing, right? Like, oh, new tradition, like, we're ordering.
Yeah, they have like food assignments, like, you take care of this, you like,
yeah, or that.
This sounds like this person should be in charge of bringing the rolls. That's it.
Yeah, not the leathery ham in pools of fat. Like, the visuals of this description were crazy.
Like, they didn't need to give that. Like, I was already there, I was with them, and then they took it a step further.
Yeah, I think they did, though, because I never would have imagined mashed potatoes with chunky globs of cream cheese, because I didn't know that was an option.
She really must be a terrible cook.
No, like, why would you put that in there?
Why would you do that?
That's weird. That's a weird addition. Oh my goodness. Okay, next story. We're all gathered at my folks' house Thanksgiving morning when my little brother downed a fifth of JB. What's JB?
Oh, Jim Beam?
It's like a beer?
Is that like a whiskey,
like a
or something?
Yeah.
Some sort of liquor.
Okay. Hopped into his truck and took off before anyone noticed he was gone. He showed up 30 minutes later with his ex. Okay, no. Trying to get a threesome started with his live-in girlfriend and his ex in his old bedroom. He was 23 or 24 at the time. Not relevant, because that's too old. Like,
that's way too old.
Crazy. Wow, that is just I don't even want to get into that part yet. The story goes on. Our dad took his keys from him, drove the ex back home, and then ripped into my brother and his girlfriend for pulling a stunt like that in his house. Then he wouldn't let them leave because they were drunk, and my mom had spent nearly 3 days putting the meal together. What a great dinner that was. Wait, so I wonder if the girlfriend was in on it.
She was like, ooh, threesome.
That's just...
This is a lot.
Absurd on so many levels.
The ex, absolutely not.
Imagine that. Imagine at the family dinner.
Imagine a man proposes that. Like, hey, what if we... Like, no.
Oh, no.
And that's
and also, like, if you... And that's how we end up in prison. But why did the ex even get in the car to go to the... Like,
too many people were down.
Right? Like, did he let her know the plan? Like, hey, we're going to go back to, like, my parents' house and have a threesome. Or what? Like, who was in on this? I need to know. Because it couldn't have been all three, surely. Surely it couldn't have been all three. But...
Who's to say?
That's bad.
And the worst part, drunk driving.
So true. He should have been pulled over on the way there. We could have really avoided all of this.
Jail on Thanksgiving.
And also, like, you have every other day of the year to pull this stunt. Why would you do it at Thanksgiving?
Literally.
Thanksgiving dinner was the time. You're just gonna have a quickie in your childhood bedroom before dinner? Like, what? That's weird. That's really weird.
Crying. No, I feel like a lot of stories that I've seen about Thanksgiving is normally like family members just getting too drunk and just... But like this takes the cake.
Takes the cake for sure.
All right. My aunt invited my whole family, pretty big family, over for dinner, and we are pretty close. She was overly cheery all night, and then after they had Okay. So let me take that from the top. What's so hard about these is some people just like aren't great writers. Like, and it's actually not my fault. It's your sentence structure sucks.
Yes, they're missing commas. They've run on sentences. I'm like, I don't know when to pause. And we're reading these for the first time through. So I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't have any practice. So give me a break.
Yeah. My aunt invited my whole family, a pretty big family, over for dinner, and we are pretty close. She was overly cheery all night, and then after they had made a family speech, she got up and announced to everyone that she knows her younger sister and her husband had been having an affair for over 10 years. We left shortly after, and it was pretty awkward. What I love about this is she said, I want an audience. I want everyone to know what you've done.
And
it's kind of inspiring.
I was going to say, I believe in that. Like, not to get too close to home, but if people are cheaters, I think they should be publicly shamed on public platforms or in front of their entire family. This was the right way to do it. Like, on a day where the whole family's there, pretty big family, she said, like, stand on a chair, sister, and announce it. Get a microphone, a megaphone, I don't know. And the younger sister... Imagine the betrayal. I don't even have sisters, but imagine that. 10 years, a decade. Huh. How do these people sleep at night? It's sick.
It's just disturbing. But yeah, good for her. She said, you know what, guys? I've got this holiday. Let me host. She said, I've got a plan.
Oh, yeah.
She was like host. Literal human shit in their food.
Oh, my God. I would poison them. Like, actually.
I love that we just laugh about stuff like that.
I know. And the visual in my head was like, I make the speech and then they both are like, go into like anaphylactic shock.
Literally.
Start literally choking.
Their dinner wine was,
And they would deserve it. That's
justice.
The crazy part. Sweet, sweet justice. No, that's one of the worst things I've ever heard. Imagine cheating on your...
Like, cheating with is bad to begin with, but an affair with that someone's family,
that's
like
sick.
What is wrong with you?
Actually, both of them, the sister in this case,
to go inpatient.
Yeah, the woman is also wrong. Like, that's crazy.
Disturbed.
And then the husband, disturbed. That's a wonderful word for it. Okay, moving on to our last story.
Let's do it.
This year we started a thankful box where everyone writes something and puts it in the box. The box is then passed around at dinner for you to pull a paper out and read it aloud. Of course, we put goofy things in there along with nice ones. My grandmother had to read out loud that she is thankful for all the big wieners of the world. Poor grandma.
Poor grandma.
Oh,
it's like, have you ever played Cards Against Humanity with like a parent or like an aunt and her uncle?
No.
That having to hear them read aloud those inappropriate cards is just like traumatizing for everyone, I think.
Oh my gosh. That reminds me, I think it was last Thanksgiving or maybe the year before, my aunt decided to put like little conversation starter cards on the table, and so we all had to pick one and then like say our prompt, and then everybody would talk about the topic. And one of them was like, if you could make like one wish in the world, what would it be or whatever. And it got to my little cousin. I think he's like probably like was 15 at the time or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, like everybody's were really sweet and like well thought out and like so wholesome. And then it got to him and he was like, I would probably wish that like all old people would get their driver's license taken away. At a table of like all old people. And then he was like, yeah, every time one of you drive me, like it's really scary.
Oh,
and like
kind of real though.
I know, and like feelings were hurt because it's real. Like
And that's targeted.
Old people should not be driving. It's so scary. But that was just so funny.
Kids say the darndest things.
I know. Out of any wish you could make in the world, old people can't drive.
Old people gotta get off the road.
And off the sidewalks too, to be frank. They're walking way too slow.
Oh no.
Sorry. Like get a wheelchair or something. Like you could really be moving a lot quicker.
Get a scooter.
Get a scooter. Like I want you to be I want you to be mobile. I want you to be out in the world. But let's find ways to make it a little bit more accessible for you and I.
I love that. There's a solution.
Also, what's up with old people in golf carts? When I was staying with my parents, one of their neighbors like actually drives a golf cart around the neighborhood. Like, why?
I love it. Why not? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that phase in my life.
But like, why couldn't you just like drive a car? Don't you need a license for both? Like, surely she must have a license.
Surely.
But it was just cute. I'd see her and it goes so slow. I'd like look out the window of my parents' house and be like, who is that? And I'm like,
so funny.
That's the neighbor on a golf cart.
Gosh, I love that. So those were all of our stories for today. I hope you all enjoyed, maybe got a little chuckle in. We're wishing you, a decent Thanksgiving. I don't really know, like, I don't know. It's just kind of a mid-holiday. So, like, I guess I hope you have a good day or something.
Yeah, I know. I don't even think we're doing anything for Thanksgiving this year, which is kind of sad. But, like, we'll probably just, like, get good food elsewhere and, like, hang out or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving. Everybody, I hope you're feeling a little grateful, a little thankful. I hope you're in that spirit for the holiday. And I hope you're just having a cheery, good old time. And then we can move on to Christmas. So can't wait for that.
Can't wait. Yes. We're so grateful for all of you. We're grateful for all of our ratings and reviews on the podcast that you can leave. And
all of our Instagram followers, all of our TikTok followers.
So all of our followers and like get on our Instagram and TikTok at bandpractice.podcast. And yeah, thanks for hanging out with us as usual. And we're going to have some really fun holiday episodes coming up. So just you wait.
Just you wait. I personally can't wait. I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We missed you and we love you, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.